First, though, an unusual harvest might be horseradish or something we found along the Gulf Coast of Florida, a harvest that comes not from the soil, but from the sea.
Out here, Kendall Shellis is his own boss.
Yes, sir. I'm self-employed. Oystermen is what they call, or commercial fishermen. You get on, put your supplies on the boat, you go out, you start your day.
It's been the same routine for the past 25 years, heading out in a small boat to scour the waters searched by generations before him. These are the waters of Apalachicola Bay, east of Pensacola on the Gulf Coast of Florida. The bay has a mixture of fresh and seawater, a perfect place for aquatic agriculture, in this case, oysters.
Indians used to get them. So there's always been oysters here, as far as back as man goes, as we know it.
Oystermen don't wear suits anymore out on the water, but the decidedly low-tech method of getting the oysters off the floor of this shallow bay hasn't changed much. Kendall uses large wooden-handled tongs to rake up the oysters. And after 25 years, he's got it down pretty well.
Basically what you do, you push down on it, pull in and up. Basically one motion.
Push down on it, pull in and up.
Let's just say he makes it look easy.
I got a feeling you've probably fallen in the water a couple times doing this.
Close.
You've never fallen in the water?
No, not yet.
Let's not start today, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's open, right?
Right.
And then get down in there, close it up.
That's why you kind of bounce them, so it kind of throws them up into the basket.
That's horrible. Both hands down like that. Look at that.
Ain't bad for the first shot.
Oh, you're just patronizing me. Now I think I got some in there.
Feel a little better that time. You can feel when they grab it.
Pinch my finger. Yeah, that hurt. Hey, look at that. One more than I had last time.
Yeah, getting better.
Once enough oysters are on the boat, they need to be sorted. Kendall only wants the shell with the oyster inside, so all the other stuff has to get cleaned off.
You want to knock all the shell and debris off so it can go back in the water and let another oyster attach to it and grow another. That's the bagging can. That's how you bag them up in individual bags. It's around 60 pounds a bag.
Bagging can. Can we crack one open?
Yes, sir. Back here is called the heel. It's called hilling them.
The hill?
The heel of them.
Oh, the heel.
The heel of them.
Okay.
This is the bill.
The heel and the bill.
Right.
Welcome to Kendall's on the Apalachicola Bay, the freshest oysters on the half shell in Florida.
Yeah, I eat them every now and then. Not a whole lot. Like I said, I've been doing it for 25 years. I don't really care to see an oyster when I get home.
Of course, the oysters here aren't growing without help. These waters are seeded with old shells, tiny baby oysters attached to the shells where they'll stay. That is, until Kendall finds them. Once he has a big enough haul, Kendall will take the oysters to the shore to be shucked. Here at the 13 Mile Oyster Company, they clean and shuck the oysters to get them out to restaurants and stores all across the southeast. Tommy Ward owns the company and leases sections out on the bay for oystering.
There's a little over about 500 acres of lease bottom in Apalachicola Bay, and I have over half.
Just like Kendall, working on the water is in the Ward family blood. Tommy's son is the 4th generation working here. He'll likely take it over one day. It's a source of pride that is beyond words for Tommy.
I mean, what man wouldn't want his son to? Anyway.
It's an important thing for you.
Yeah. You know, any man would always want his son to follow in his footsteps if he set, you know, a good example for him to follow.
The oyster business is like any other agricultural endeavor. High fuel prices hit folks like Tommy and Kendall hard. And drought conditions change the fresh to salt water ratio, and that means less oysters.
At one time there was like 1,500 oystermen in Oystermen. I think it's down to about 300 right now.
Why is that?
It's just, we had a few bad years and people move on and regulations and different stuff like that.
You sticking with it though?
Oh yeah.
How long do you think you're going to keep doing this? For the rest of your life?
Yeah, till they run me off.
This is my life right here. All you gotta do is look around. It don't get no prettier than this. This is a little part of heaven to me.